Welcome back. Despite controversy over the leadership of the national chairman of the Labour Party, Mr. Abure, the party is going ahead with its national convention to hold now in Nnewi in Anambra State. The elective convention is a first after the 2023 general election amidst myriads of challenges, allegations against the chairman of the party, Julius Abure, over financial infractions and call for his resignation. We understand that the presidential candidate of the party, Mr. Peter Obi, the party's only governor, that's from Abure State, Dr. Alex Oti and others, had prevailed on the Abure leadership to shift the contentious convention for wider consultation, but it appears it was ignored. Lately, the Nigerian Labour Congress pickets the national and state secretariat of the party demanding for a shift in the convention and resignation of Mr. Abure, but it appears that has not been able to stop the event from going on. We are following the development as the convention holds in Nnewi in Anambra State to understand that accreditation of delegates is ongoing at the moment. As soon as we're able to establish connection with them, we'll bring you up to speed with what's going on. But we're being joined in the program by a public affairs analyst, the former vice presidential spokesperson, and the host of the Inside Sources right here on Channels Television, Mr. Laolu Akan. Mr. Akan, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Good afternoon, Jeff.
Yes, I know you are not a member of the party, you're a journalist now, and but you've been commenting on lots of these issues and what is playing out in the Labour Party at the moment. Maybe you help us make sense of that situation.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. I think the leadership of Labour Party as it is presently constituted doesn't seem to understand the role that the Labour Party has come to play in the development of the democratic space in Nigeria. The Labour Party showed during the last election that it is still very possible for people to be mobilized, people that are otherwise not impressed by the two dominant party. Labour Party has shown in the last election that those people can still be brought into the space, into the conversation. It's a major dynamic. Now, if Mr. Abure and his friends, understand this, they will put the interest of the Nigerian people, of that potential, of that interesting dynamic in Nigerian politics ahead of whatever may be their own games. It is quite a big disappointment that the Labour Party is showing itself to be as disorganized, as uninspiring as the other major parties that it showed the whole world that they can give a run for their money. So this is just a very heartbreaking thing that is going on in the Labour Party. And I hope that the voices of Mr. Peter Obi and Governor Oti will prevail and the voices of the Labour leadership will prevail. Mr. Abure has done a very poor job in articulating whatever may be the reasons for his current behavior. Now, I'm not saying whether he has the good reasons or not, but he has done a poor job. He has not made himself, he hasn't articulated very clearly what he's trying to do. And it will seem that he has just managed to get himself enmeshed in the usual politics of personal aggrandisement. And it's such a big disappointment, Jeff.
All right, Mr. Akonde, moving forward, what do you see playing out? Because apparently this is a divided house. The Labour Union, Nigeria Labour Congress, is constantly saying, we are owners of this party. There's an argument on that part. There is the Apapa group. There are all kinds of groups. So where does this leave a viable opposition for the nation's democracy if they hold this convention and maybe somebody is elected?
Yeah, which is the point that, many people saw the Labour Party as a potential alternative voice, opposition voice that can put things in proper context within our democratic space. So if they are unable to sort out this problem and sort it out in good time, Labour Party just goes through the trash. But I hope the voices of Mr. Peter Obi and Governor Oti and the Labour, the NLC and the Labour movement, I think their voices should be encouraged to prevail, because the argument that they have put forward are quite compelling. Abure has not managed to give a sufficient response, so far to some of the issues that have been raised. They have been raised by the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Labour movement, the issues that have been raised even by Mr. Peter Obi, and the tendency of Mr. Oti. Abure has not managed to come forward robustly. So what might happen is that if this is not properly managed, then, the excitement that we had about Labour Party just goes out the window quite disappointingly. But I suspect, Jeff, very clearly that it is possible that Mr. Oti and Mr. Obi, if they put their feet down, they are the ones that have, the stronger leverage because of, what they have become. I mean, Oti is a governor, and Mr. Obi has clearly become a significant political figure. So he does have considerable clout. If they work together with Labour, I think they can still save the Labour Party.
Mr. Laolu Akan, former presidential, vice presidential spokesperson, journalist, as well as the host of Inside Sources right here on Channels Television. Thank you so much for bringing your insight on the program.
Thank you, Jeff.